when this war is over, I think the Ukrainian cyber defenders are going to be the hot stuff out there, and people are going to ask them to make presentations, to talk about their experience, to explain how they did it, how they set up everything, so that it helped them to be effective in what they did.
If we speak about cybersecurity, we need to understand that sometimes this malware can knock our doors, and we need to be ready for it. So at least protect your PC or smartphone, and it will be okay for you. So it will be like the first step of being protected.
Bratislava, de hoofdstad van Slowakije en uitvalsbasis van ESET, het grootste Europese cybersecurity-bedrijf. Op 23 februari vorig jaar, 1 dag voor het begin van de oorlog in Oekraïne, is het hier alarmfase rood. Ook Julia, op dat moment in Kiev, werkt de hele nacht door, want Oekraïne ligt digitaal onder vuur.
We had to go on with this information in the morning of the next day to inform our users about this threat, to prevent maybe attacks and so on. So I said goodbye to my director maybe at 4:30 a.m. and went to sleep, but in 5 minutes I heard that terrible sounds of airbursts, and I realized at that moment that the war had been started.
Terwijl Russische tanks Oekraïne binnenrollen, proberen hackers het land ook online op de knieën te krijgen.
It was governmental organizations, and it was organizations in financial sector, and these were targeted in hundreds, so hundreds of their machines were targeted by this wiper and trying to destroy the data on them, probably to make Ukraine less resilient, less able to defend itself in the coming hours when we know what happened when the army and the whole full-scale invasion started.
Nevertheless, we did our best to continue to work. For us, it was very important because we realized that we are the only persons who can really help our users. So, and ESET guys, they also, I can say that for sure they worked almost only for Ukraine at that moment, because they also realized the importance of their work.
If you ask Ukrainians how they feel or how the war started, they don't see February 2022 as the beginning of the war. It started in 2014, and we have seen that on the cyber front as well. The attacks were ongoing since then.
A massive global cyber attack disabled at least 2,000 computers in the US and Europe, but Ukraine was hit especially hard.
The so-called ransomware assault is the second such strike in the last 6 weeks.
We're now learning that in the weeks after Russia invaded Ukraine, a foreign hacking group came very close to putting several US electric and gas facilities offline.
En ook buiten Oekraïne zijn cyberaanvallen van criminelen of vijandige landen dagelijkse kost.
You can see that the detection ratio is going up in Belgium, as it was more in the red and yellow spectrum, so the numbers were higher. Still doesn't mean that there was a big cyber attack or anything like that. There has been quite a lot of cyber espionage going on, especially because as war in Ukraine started, the whole NATO logistics started in Europe and European countries, and the weapons are being distributed to or delivered to Ukraine somehow, and all the actors from around the world are actually interested in that type of information, because there has been full war of this type in the since the end of the Second World War. If you look at the crimeware area, what we have seen is there has been no real decline in, for example, ransomware, but I wouldn't say that this war in Ukraine had this big of an impact on cybercrime in a way that, okay, now it stopped completely and there is no cybercrime anymore because everybody was in Russia. It's not like that. It's a global phenomenon and it's still ongoing.